Watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Right now at 7, winter weather preparation time has arrived. I know it's hard to believe, but here it is. KDOT encouraging drivers to be prepared for the cold weather and potential snowy conditions this winter. Also, 16 years of serving Thanksgiving dinner to those in need. A church in Miami feeding around 300 folks yesterday. We'll have that story for you. And we're looking good this morning. Mostly clear skies. Clouds will increase. It's cold as we start our Black Friday. Rain chances late this evening and tomorrow, the latest in your forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Chris Warner. It's just after 7 o'clock on this Friday, November 17th. Now, for those of you, I know not every job is off for the holidays. I mean, obviously, here we are. So it is a finally Friday. We're celebrating. Some of you, though, you're a little luckier. You got to celebrate your Friday like Tuesday or even last Friday. And you're probably getting ready for that Black Friday shopping. And so we'll have more on that in just a moment. Shannon Becker's been out braving the crowds. We'll have more from him as well. But Thanksgiving, it's time for everybody to gather together and have food with family and friends. But not everybody has that opportunity. And a story that started with a free smoker 16 years ago. And the gift of giving back continuing in Miami, Oklahoma. KOAM's Ty Parks is at the Church of Christ to check out their Thanksgiving tradition.
There was a need in the community 16 years ago. This is the 16th annual one of these. And my stepdad had given me a big smoker, and I decided to put it to work and started smoking 8 turkeys a year 16 years ago.
Prep work starts weeks ahead of Thanksgiving to create the perfect community Thanksgiving dinner. The potatoes are mashed and the turkey is smoked.
Well, we should be servants as people. We certainly should be servants as churches. And since it's done here in this church, if we can get them fed, maybe we can get them fed other ways.
Call to serve is seen throughout the church, an effort David passes down through the generations, including to his daughter.
The joy on their face is like no other. This means something way bigger than it does to us, and getting to see the smile on their face and them tell us how much we're helping them and their family is super cool.
Volunteers helping with the meal aren't just Miami residents. They come from various places to help fill the bellies of around 300 people.
It's a free dinner, and they're just good people here. I went to school with some of the people who are working here, and I've known them forever, and I thought I'd come up and celebrate Thanksgiving with them.
In Miami, Oklahoma, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
There's no sign of stopping for the Church of Christ. Members who have moved away even make it a point to come back to serve on Thanksgiving. And a number of organizations just like that helping out those in need. This morning, as you're heading out to do some shopping, I hope you grab the coat, man, because it's cold out there. It looks nice, though. That's our camera, downtown Pittsburgh. Got a few clouds out there. You can see the same view from 7th and Rangeline in Joplin. Just looking back the other way. Clouds will continue to increase through the morning hours, though. KDOT camera 171, US 400 at 69. It's looking at 171. A little quiet this morning. And MoDOT cameras around the metro area. Some a little quiet. Others starting to pick up. Like I said earlier, I think a lot of folks probably were already in line at the stores to do their shopping. And that's why the roads haven't been too busy just yet. But once you spend an hour or two at the store, the mall, wherever it is you're going, these roads are really going to start to fill up, and it's going to be a little chaotic. So it's almost better to be at work today than it is to be out in that business, unless you are a retail worker or food service worker today. I've done that in the past myself. My hat is off to you. We salute you because I know the chaos that you're going to endure as well. Temperatures, cold, 31 in Joplin, 32 in Pittsburgh, but we're seasonably cold, so this is about where we're supposed to be. We do have Jay a little colder down there at 29, so a little bit more below average, but for the most part, we're sitting in the low 30s. As I mentioned, clouds will continue to increase. They're already in the process of doing that now. We'll have some south winds occasionally gusting to 20, and then once we get past about 5 o'clock or so, we'll start to see initially isolated showers, but then we'll see between even just 8 and 10, shower coverage starts to pick up pretty quickly, and we'll start having more widespread rain by late evening and overnight. We'll go mid-30s by 9, upper 40s by noon. We're looking at the low to mid-50s for our highs, so seasonable out there. Again, rain starts building in after 5, south winds gusting to 20. Winds will really ramp up as we head overnight tonight. Into tomorrow, we have the rain, we may get a thunderstorm or two, and bitterly cold temperatures on the way. Details on all of that here in just a few minutes. And as we mentioned, it's Black Friday. Folks are out shopping. Obviously, I'm not one of them. But if you are, or you are about to be, our very own Shannon Becker has already been braving the crowds and the traffic for you this morning and joins us with more on our Black Friday shopping.
Well, lines this morning at Kohl's were impressive. I'm still guessing about 400 to 500. This line here at Walmart is still growing. These Black Friday shoppers first in line said they got there about 5 o'clock for this line at Walmart. They opened at 6. Kohl's, huge opening today. People are lining up at 3, and I'm going to guess 400 to 500 were in line, like I said. They had a special card only for the first couple of hundred people that you could get Kohl's cash. JCPenney had a pretty good line even at 4:30 this morning. We took a look there. And then also Target, they had their opening at 6 a.m. and a pretty decent line. The big deal, big buy at Walmart, plushie. That's what we were told people wanted to get. Big deal. KOAM News Now, Joplin News First. I'm Shannon Becker. It's Black Friday. Find links to all the ads on our website, KOAM News Now.
That's impressive. Now, I'm one of the older fashioned folks. I like to shop brick and mortar. I only order online when I can't find it in a store. But there is nothing, I don't think, that could ever get me in a line at a store at 4 o'clock in the morning. But I also understand there are a lot of great deals, and you really want to get in on them. And you know what? You go get those great deals. I don't mind paying a little bit more later, just so long as I don't have to stand out there in the freezing cold. Switching to other top stories this morning, a former Goodman police chief and McDonald County Sheriff's deputy is charged with stealing bulls. Prosecutors filed 2 felony charges against Samuel Townsend. According to court documents, on October 13th, he allegedly stole 2 registered Black Angus bulls and took them to the Joplin stockyard, sold them for more than $5,000. Authorities say after learning about the investigation, he contacted the Joplin stockyards, asking them to stop payment and change his name on the payment check. He's scheduled to make an initial court appearance on January the 7th. And as the leaves fall and the air chills, it's time to prepare for winter weather. KDOT says they are ready to treat roadways this winter, and they're encouraging you to be safe and ready for holiday travel. Transportation officials remind drivers to keep a full tank of gas, extra blankets, gloves, water, and snacks in the vehicles. Officials stress the importance also of wearing seat belts, avoiding distracted driving, and giving room for snowplows to do their work. No snow yesterday, no snow right now, and that made for some smooth trotting yesterday in Joplin for the 14th annual Turkey Trot 5K. Between 1,300 and 1,500 runners and walkers gathered downtown for what's become Joplin's favorite Thanksgiving tradition. The certified course started and finished at the Schroeder Family Explorium, with participants enjoying chip timing, finisher medals, and post-race donuts and coffee. And the Pittsburgh Turkey Trot kicked off its 4th year yesterday. Runners gathered in downtown Pittsburgh for the annual 5K fundraising race. This year's benefiting the Children's Advocacy Center. Participants received long-sleeve shirts, finisher medals, and post-race refreshments, while organizers presented awards to winners in multiple age categories.
A little cold today. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty chilly this morning, but it feels really cool. I was really excited about the announcement that they made their goal for the Children's Advocacy Center, so that's really cool to know that you're like helping out a good cause.
My brothers have always run cross country, and I guess that just might as well try it out.
Sure.
Well, the race raised more than $28,000 and more than 1,000 people participated. Retailers are expecting a record number of shoppers, as we've kind of been showing you this morning, over this extended holiday weekend all the way through Cyber Monday next week. And for consumers, there may be plenty of deals, but prices have been a real sticking point across the economy. Doug Luzader has more this morning from Washington.
Swipe the card and get down to business. But with the hunt on now for deals through this long weekend, brace yourself for sticker shock.
Affordable should be our word, not theirs.
President Trump throwing around the word that everyone seems to be talking about now, affordability.
Republicans haven't done a damn thing to lower the high cost of living.
Democrats blaming the administration for what they call an affordability crisis, citing the impact of tariffs, among other things. And the sad truth of inflation is that it is generally a one-way ratchet. Inflation can go down, but that usually means that prices just stop rising so fast. There are exceptions, but most prices don't actually fall. And that means most of those huge price spikes that we saw during the Biden administration are still with us. And prices are still going up, just not as fast.
My prediction is that first quarter, second quarter, what we're going to see is we have brought the inflation down.
The administration is optimistic that the economy will improve and still hoping the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates. But this often becomes a battle of perception.
Take it from the guy who tried to sell Bidenomics for 4 years to the American people. If the American people aren't necessarily feeling it in that moment, it's incumbent on the administration to really drive that message home.
And there's no question now that at the very least, the perception of the economy is not great. Our most recent Fox News poll shows a steady erosion of confidence, with just 25% of voters saying the economy is good or excellent. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
And that's a look at our top stories here on the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Up next, FBI director confirms a terrorism investigation into the National Guard shooting. The suspect, an Afghan national who worked with CIA-backed forces, came to the U.S. in 2021. More on that story right after this. Topping Nation Watch this morning, 2 West Virginia National Guard service members, one in critical condition, another has since passed away after what officials are calling a targeted attack in the nation's capital. Fox's Alexandria Hoff has the latest from Washington.
You know, it seems like we've been here before.
An update from officials Thanksgiving morning on Wednesday's shocking shooting of 2 West Virginia National Guards members blocks from the White House.
It is an ongoing investigation of terrorism. Make no mistake about it.
DHS has identified the lone suspect as 29-year-old Ramanullah Lakhmal, an Afghan national who came to the U.S. in 2021 under a program implemented by the Biden administration following the withdrawal of U.S. troops.
This is what happens in this country when people are allowed in who are not properly vetted.
Authorities saying he worked with CIA-backed military units during the U.S. war in Afghanistan.
There is confirmation now that the subject had a relationship in Afghanistan with partner forces. We are fully investigating that aspect of his background as well.
The president responding hours after the attack, calling for an evaluation of what he calls every single alien who came from Afghanistan, ordering the U.S. halt the processing of all immigration cases related to Afghan immigrants indefinitely pending further review.
If they can't love our country, we don't want them.
West Virginia's governor says he's been in direct communication with the president.
I know the president, who I just spoke to, stands behind these courageous service members and our state to get through this really difficult time.
The Trump administration is also requesting another 500 National Guard troops be deployed to Washington, D.C. In Washington, Alexandria Hoff, Fox News.
That's a look at one of our top national stories. We'll be back with Check Your Forecast right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, coming up on 7:18 on this Friday morning. Starting with a look at traffic cameras around the metro area. We're starting to see more traffic again gradually build up. 32nd and Hammonds looking back to the west along 32nd Street. 20th and Rangeline again. It's not overly dense yet, but we are seeing more and more vehicles start to show up on the roads as folks get done with where they started their Black Friday shopping and begin to migrate to the next location. We're going to see this pick up. As for the clouds, we're going to see them pick up as well. They'll continue to increase through the morning into the afternoon, and by this evening we are just straight up cloudy. I think that after 5 we'll start to see an opportunity for initially some fairly isolated showers, a couple of sprinkles here and there. So this is at 8 now, but watch what happens but in just 2 hours from 8 to 10. It's not crazy. It's just there's a lot more showers out there. We'll see rain chances increase pretty quickly as we head through the evening and overnight. Could get a thunderstorm or two, but again, no severe weather is expected with any of this activity, but some thunderstorms may be embedded in there. Most of it, and as you can see heading into tomorrow morning, is expected to just be some rain. I think our better thunderstorm chances, again, nothing severe, but the better chances for any kind of thunderstorm activity is going to be between 10 and 2 tomorrow, because that's when that cold front begins to approach our region. So there's that wind shift line, and you can see the heavier rain showing up on future track. And so I think if we're going to get any kind of thunderstorm activity, this is going to be the best window for it as the front pushes through. Now the consensus continues to be that the rain should move out of here before the temperatures drop below freezing, because they're going to drop below freezing and it is going to be bitterly cold for the next several days after today. So that leads to the other concern. While we're not really looking at any wintry weather Saturday, we go into Sunday, we have clear skies, temperatures in the upper teens, low 20s. We're looking at that potential for some black ice, freezing, especially bridges and overpasses. So you've got to make sure you are prepared for that as you start your Sunday morning commute to church or whatever activities you may have going on. Slick spots are definitely going to be a concern out there. And here's a look at some of those clouds. Again, continuing to increase slowly but surely. We're going to start in the low 30s, make it to the mid 40s by 11 o'clock this morning. We're going to go low mid 50s, so seasonably warm today. Mostly cloudy, south winds gusting to 20. Winds ramp up tonight, still out of the south, gusting upwards of 35. We're back into the low 40s, maybe some upper 30s, but still above the freezing point. So we're not looking at any concerns with any wintry precipitation. Now Monday, again, remember on this kind of future track, this is an area of where snow is possible. Now we have winter storm warnings up toward Iowa, points north. We do not have anything like that down here because we are not looking at a significant snow event by any means on Monday at this point. There's a couple of long-range models that look pretty far out. I mean, one of them looks really far out, and it is rare, but they are both, at least right now, in agreement on snowfall totals overall for any of it, which is very rare because usually they don't agree until like the day before or even sometimes the day of, especially with winter weather. So we're looking at most in our area, maybe a dusting, possibly a half inch in our northern counties. It's not going to add up to much, but the concern's going to be with the bitterly cold temperatures, more freezing and more slick spots, especially as we head back to work and school on Monday. So tomorrow, upper 40s. That's what I'm talking about. We're going upper teens, low 20s overnight. Our highs Sunday and Monday, upper 20s, low 30s, snow showers, freezing concerns from Monday night into Tuesday, and then we do a little bit of warming as we head through the rest of next week. That is a check of your forecast. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this. For watch this morning today, it's Black Friday, obviously. It's one of the biggest shopping days of the year. Adobe Analytics expects Americans will spend nearly $44 billion this week through Cyber Monday alone. Yeah, $44 billion. That's a more than 6% jump over last year. Buy now, pay later options are also expected to be a big driver for online sales, with shoppers expected to use it for more than $760 million in purchases today, according to Adobe Analytics. Just today, that number is expected to cross the $1 billion threshold by Cyber Monday. And as our families grow, we get to know the kids in our communities who compete on the sports teams. That's the case for Ag Day's Clinton Griffiths, who, when he learned about a devastating accident in northern Indiana involving a baseball team, his heart sank because he knew the people who were injured. Now, 6 months after that accident, Clinton shares the story of one farming family that's just thankful to be together.
Harvest season is always hard. Long days, stressful weather, equipment challenges. But this year, none of that matters. Brad, Kelly, Caleb, and Lucas of New Carlisle, Indiana are working together.
We're just thankful we have something to harvest. If it wasn't for those friends and families in this community and beyond, we'd be up a creek.
May 8th, 2025. The JV baseball team loaded 2 minibuses for a game, Brad driving with Lucas and teammates in tow. Just a few miles up the road while stopped waiting on a light.
We learned about a bad crash involving a box truck and a pair of mini school buses. One student hurt so badly, they had to be airlifted to a regional hospital.
Brad's bus was struck from behind by a box truck going more than 70 miles per hour.
I happened to look up and think, oh my God, we're about to get hit. And all I remember was saying hit, and it was out.
The bus flipped to its side. Lucas was thrown to the pavement.
Got a call from a number I didn't recognize, missed it. The number called again, and someone just told me to pick it up. And the gentleman explained, he kept saying that, he goes, "You're the mom of number 39. And I kept saying, no. I said, no, that's Riley. And then it all started to click, and he explained that there had been an accident.
Lucas was airlifted to a nearby hospital. Doctors were able to get him stable, but the future was cloudy.
We never gave up hope. Hope was the one thing we did have.
A traumatic brain injury led to a medically induced coma, then swelling, a craniotomy. breathing and feeding tubes. This is how viewers first met Lucas, working with his 4-H animals the year COVID canceled the fair.
I miss Sean because we don't get to see our friends and have fun at the fair like we normally do.
That was also the year Luke planted his first crop of corn, even celebrating the accomplishment Indy 500 style.
I've always been around a farm and that's just what I want to do.
As Luke fought for his life, the community pitched in, and the work at the farm, it just got done.
I don't really know. I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of behind the scenes that just happened.
Yeah. It was baseball season, but it was also planting season. Friends and family put in the crop. While Luke was down, Caleb was up, handling the work and the 4-H animals at the farm.
It was pretty hard. Got home late every day, but it was okay doing it by myself.
We were at the county fair, and my sister texts and says they've deemed Lucas awake.
Medically awake.
Medically awake.
Like to support Lucas.
That was early July, fair season without Luke. Others stepped in to show his livestock, and when it came time for the sale, Caleb stood tall as the community again rallied behind his brother.
$190.
Now that he was clinically considered awake, the next season was recovery. He was transferred to Grand Rapids, nearly 2 hours from the farm, to a rehab hospital called Mary Free Bed.
When he got there, I mean, he just laid there. He couldn't do anything else. His eyes weren't even open. One eye was cracked, and that was it.
After 125 days in the hospital, on September 10th, Lucas took his next big step. With friends, family, staff, and teammates cheering him on, Luke walked out of the hospital he was wheeled into.
Well, they said it was going to be their #1 graduation, and they wish all theirs were going to be like that. So I knew it had to be special. And when I saw the whole baseball team, I was like, wow. I was happy.
As the fall baseball season passed, harvest season roared into full swing.
He's had a traumatic brain injury, so he has some damage and some things that he's got to work on to get better, which we have hope that he will get better. He's determined to do that, and he has huge goals, which I love goals. You know that. I love goals.
A drive for this family to reclaim the seasons they lost and get back to the fields they love, understanding that each day is a gift.
The amount of people that just happen to be in the right place at the right time truly is a miracle.
It's just a miracle that 7 players and 2 coaches, we're all walking today. We could have lost all of us. We're blessed that day. Everybody was blessed.
Those blessings pouring out, a teammate returning to the field.
It's always been a thing to do. And growing up, that's all there's been, so I pretty much need to find my way. If I want to do something, it's going to involve farming.
And no doubt he'll roll through this season and the next.
You can do it.
Ready to plant the gifts God so graciously spared.
Let's look at some of our top consumer stories. We'll be right back.
4 States' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It is now 7:33 on this Friday, November the 27th. I'm Chris Warner. Thanks for spending some time with us. Companies are rolling out holiday deals on new games and consoles. We're going to take a look at the top gaming accessories to help you or your favorite gamer level up on the screen. Here's Fox's Eamon Digman.
With the release of the Switch 2 this year, we're looking at a great pro controller for Nintendo's newest generation. The 8-bit DOE Ultimate 2 connects to the console natively, with trigger stops giving you an adjustable depth to pull them down. Great for shooters like Nintendo's latest, Metroid Prime. Paddles on the back really bring this home as a great pro addition to the new Switch. An innovative new mobile controller, Kickstarter-funded OSnap MCON controller. Mainly used for mobile devices, but can connect to the Switch 2 as well, the magnetic base folds into itself, offering protection of the buttons, magnetically connecting to your phone, and comes apart to hold your phone like a stand. As for the pro gamer, we spoke earlier in the year to the creators of Puck Gaming, another mobile-first option that is more focused on making your touchscreen games feel more natural.
You can basically treat it from that point on as a traditional joystick, except it's working across a flat plane because it's on your phone screen.
And then there's Hyperkin's The Competitor for the Xbox consoles. The gamepad more resembles the PS5 DualSense controller instead of Xbox native one. But its sleek design also lets folks like me who travel between consoles not have to adjust each time. Hall effect thumbsticks, which help combat drifting in-game, and my favorite, paddles on the back. Sony also having a major sale with discounts on the PS5 and PS5 Pros in the triple digits. Xbox has most of their official controllers on sale, while Nintendo is focusing on mostly games. I'll have details on these in the coming weeks on the Fox on Games podcast. In New York, Eamon Dignam, Fox News.
All right, some interesting and good information there, and we have some weather information for you, starting with a live look downtown Pittsburgh. Still pretty quiet on Broadway. Clouds are continuing to increase across the area this morning. Another view of those from 7th and Rangeline in Joplin. So we're getting sunshine here, but you can see those clouds on the way. KDOT camera, US 69 and 400. It's actually looking along 171 here, back to the south and west. It is also quiet. What's not been too quiet, though, is the MoDOT cameras around the metro area, and you can see we are getting more traffic. 32nd and Hammond's looking west, down at I-44 Rangeline looking south from that point, and we'll head up north, 32nd and Rangeline. A few more cars, a few more here. Again, a lot of folks probably were in line this morning, doing their thing. They're probably shopping, but as soon as they're done and they start moving to the next store, it's going to get pretty busy. We are sitting at 31 in Joplin, 34 in Pittsburgh, so hopefully you grab that coat if you're heading out this morning. If you haven't yet, you're still going to want it, because it's still cold. But we're seasonably cold for the most part. We're in the low to mid 30s across most of the area. Jay's still the colder spot, though, sitting at 28 degrees. Clouds, as I mentioned, continuing to increase. They will continue to do so. Mostly cloudy into the afternoon. Going straight up cloudy later this evening. After 5, we'll start to see isolated showers, but between 8 and 10, showers will pick up in coverage pretty quickly, and we'll start getting more showers across the region, maybe even a thunderstorm or two tonight. Nothing strong, nothing severe, but a rumble of thunder is not out of the question. Between here and there, though, mid-30s by 9, upper 40s by noon. We're looking at highs today into the low to mid-50s. Rain building in later this evening. South winds gusting upwards of 20. Now, those winds are really going to take off tonight into tomorrow. More rain, maybe a thunderstorm or two, and bitterly cold temperatures on the way. We're going to go over those details with you in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Switching back to news. How would you like to cuddle with the turkey at Thanksgiving instead of eating one? Well, look no further than Gentle Barn. The animal rescue organization in Tennessee offers animal-based therapy, allowing visitors to physically bond with turkeys and other creatures as well. America's biggest meat supplier is closing one of its largest processing plants as prices remain high, and the U.S. cattle herd is at its lowest level in 7 decades. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has more on America's beef crisis.
We're going to bring the cost of beef down.
The U.S. is the world's biggest beef producer and supplies much of the world's red meat. But now the country is facing a beef crisis. Prices are up. The cattle herd is at its lowest level in 7 decades, and there could be supply issues coming soon after Tyson Foods announced the closure of one of its largest beef processing plants, saying they expect to lose at least $400 million on beef next year.
We've opened up 5 million acres of grazing land. We're distributing processing around the country. We're here to support our cattle ranchers.
The White House says help is on the way, and it's focused on getting prices down. But Democrats on Capitol Hill claim the administration's policies created this issue.
We know in the midst of this affordability crisis, people are struggling with food and having to make decisions about whether to put food on the table.
Ranchers also say a big part of the problem is market consolidation. Tyson and 3 other meat packers process the overwhelming majority of America's beef, and the Justice Department is now investigating those companies for price fixing.
There's no competition amongst the market
They're completely consolidated, owning like 85% of the beef industry, and we don't have a choice.
Some ranchers say with no relief in sight, they're thinking about finding new jobs.
It turns into what do I do? I've got bills to pay.
Right now, a pound of ground beef is 11% more expensive than it was last year. In New York, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Coming up next, Shannon Becker's been braving the Black Friday crowds and traffic. He's going to join us next with his big 3 stories of the week. We'll be right back.
Friday, Black Friday, and it means it's time for the big 3 stories of the week. Live and local, what's happening where you live, and stories we covered. Our number 3 story, a police pursuit. Late Saturday night, Webb City Police observed someone they thought was a DWI driver. Attempted a traffic stop, and the big white pickup truck decided to flee. Speeds over 100 miles an hour along MacArthur, Stone's Corner, and then finally stopped on Zora. A 16-year-old driver was cited. Numerous traffic citations and then also felony fleeing will be submitted, Webb City Police said, to the juvenile office. Number 2, live and local, KOAM News Now stories of the week. The big 3, North Main Street and Murphy Boulevard. A fatal crash attributed to a medical emergency. An 84-year-old woman from Joplin was killed. She was traveling north on Main, clipped a pickup truck that was parked at the light, and then struck a number of utility poles. The female driver died on the scene. And our number 1 story, the CPKC holiday train makes stops in Pittsburgh and Joplin on Saturday. It's a free event. The band Smash Mouth will play. It is a lot of fun. Should be nice weather also. They'll stop first in Pittsburgh at 11, and then at 1 o'clock they'll stop in Joplin at the Union Depot. We've got all the details on our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. It's the big 3 stories of the week. Oh, this is a cool event. They raise money for local food pantries. The holiday train tomorrow. The big 3, Black Friday. I'm Shannon Becker. KOAM News Now, Joplin News First. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, coming up on 7:46 now on this Friday morning. Black Friday shopping underway. Traffic picking up, by the way. I-44 at Range Lines is looking south along Range Line from I-44. We've got 32nd and Hammonds looking back to the west. You can see there's more and more people heading out onto the road this morning. Same from 20th and Range Line, MoDOT camera there, 32nd and Range Line as well. I think people are wrapping up at where they started their Black Friday shopping and getting ready to move to the next location. It's going to get really busy before too much longer on the roadways. Our future track, the clouds will increase, much like our traffic will increase. We will go mostly cloudy as we head to the late morning afternoon. I think from 5 beyond, we're going to have an opportunity for an isolated shower or two. And then as we move later into the evening and overnight, these showers will become much more widespread. We could even get a thunderstorm or two. But again, I do want to emphasize nothing strong, nothing severe expected. But as we head into Saturday morning, more showers and again, a few rumbles of thunder. And really, if we're going to see more than just a couple of thunderstorms, the best window looks to be at this point between about 10 and 2 tomorrow, because that's when the actual cold front starts to approach. And just like in any other situation where you got the thunderstorm chances, along the front is usually where they are. Now, I again want to emphasize nothing strong, nothing severe expected with any of it, but I think that would be a better window if we're going to get thunderstorm activity. So remember, if you're out tomorrow when thunder roars, head indoors. Now, very breezy tonight, very breezy tomorrow, both ahead and behind that front. The good news is, at least up to this point, the consensus remains on the model data that the rain should be done before temperatures behind the front begin to drop below freezing. And they're going to drop below freezing. They're going to drop well below freezing. And that's why the concern we have, again, is not with wintry weather. It's going to be with whatever rain is out there freezing overnight into Sunday morning. So we're talking black ice, especially bridges, overpasses. You're going to want to slow down. Well, if you're heading out to church, or you've got other activities you've got to do on Sunday morning, you want to watch out for those slick spots because they're definitely going to be out there, and they're going to be hard to see for sure as the rain starts to freeze on some of the roads. Today, no worries about freezing. I mean, we are cold, but nothing falling from the sky that we have to worry about. Low 30s to start, mid 40s by 11 o'clock this morning. Our highs seasonably warm. This is it. It gets really cold after this. Low mid 50s. South winds today gusting upwards to 20. Overnight, they start gusting up to 35. Our lows back into the low 40s, maybe some upper 30s, but we will stay on the right side of freezing as we head into the overnight. So winter weather is not a concern. Now we go into Monday, and a lot of people are talking about Monday. Now this makes it appear as though there's a huge blizzard coming our way. It's not, but we do have winter storm warnings to our north where they're expected to get several inches of snow. For us, the long range data, which is usually never in agreement, especially this far out, and especially with snow, is in agreement that at best we're going to get maybe a dusting, perhaps a ½ inch of snow, or even maybe just a quarter inch in our far northern counties. This is not looking to be a significant winter event by any means for us in terms of precipitation, but it is going to be bitterly cold. So anything that falls will freeze on the roadways again, and that'll lead to slick spot concerns, especially as we're starting the new work week. Monday into Tuesday, we're looking at another potential for some slick spots out there, so do be cautious again from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Saturday, upper 40s, then we drop upper teens, low 20s. Our lows hang out in that space all the way through at least Wednesday morning, upper teens, low 20s. Low to mid 30s Sunday and Monday, a pinch warmer on Tuesday, a little more sunshine, and then hovering in the 40s as we go through the first week of December. Let's check your forecast. We got more of the KOAM morning news right after this. Getting into the holiday spirit with a new Home for Christmas music video as they wrap up a busy year on the road. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
Yachtly Crew is closing out a massive year from releasing new music to expanding their tour overseas.
It's been really a whirlwind in a good way. We took our tour international for the first time. We went to Australia. We've been all across the United States, including the South, kind of for the first time this year.
Yeah, that was
and so it's been really incredible to see the fervor people still have for yacht rock, that they never get tired of this music.
Their life on the road is captured in the new music video for their holiday song, Home for Christmas, from the 2024 EP, Seas and Greetings.
There's a lot of, behind the scenes, you'll see some moments of us, on the bus, a lot of moments on stage.
It's a lot of road tour footage, and then also footage of us coming home to our loved ones and our fans reuniting with their loved ones. So we wanted to give back to our fans in that way. And, I think it's something everybody can relate to, being gone for a while.
But I can never take the pain of losing you. They're also celebrating their latest album, Seize the Night, which features the Diane Warren written single, Pain of Losing You.
Getting a song from Diane Warren was just mind-blowing.
It's about heartbreak, really. When you're with somebody that doesn't maybe feel the same way as you do, and you can't imagine what your life would be like without that person.
The SoCal band plays their final 2025 show November 29th in Los Angeles before gearing up for an even bigger run in the new year.
It's a little bit of a holiday classics along with some of everybody's yacht rock favorites.
Coming home for Christmas. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
It's certainly about time to get into the Christmas spirit. There isn't, of course, Black Friday shopping. A lot of the stores switched to Christmas music starting today, so hopefully you are prepared for it. If you're not a big fan, we'll get through it. We'll make it through. We'll make it through the holidays and start next year, which is just right around the corner. Something else right around the corner, of course, traffic, as we've been talking about. One last look, MoDOT cameras around the metro area. Again, traffic's been pretty good so far this morning, but as the day progresses, more folks head out to shop and eat and all that stuff. It's going to get a little bit crazier. Clouds increasing today as well, and at about 5 o'clock and beyond, we start with initially fairly isolated showers, but then they'll start to increase in coverage as we head through the evening and overnight. Could get a thunderstorm or two out there. Also quite windy. South winds today gusting to 20, tonight gusting to 35. South winds ahead of a cold front tomorrow gusting to 30, and then they'll switch out of the northwest as that front pushes through, and they'll still be gusting up to 30, and then rain begins to exit by tomorrow evening. Well, I've never looked at your forecast. Wake up recap right after this. This is your Wake Up Recap for November 28th. Top stories to start your day. It was smooth trotting yesterday morning in Joplin for the 14th annual Turkey Trot 5K. Between 1,300 and 1,500 runners and walkers gathered downtown for what's become Joplin's favorite family Thanksgiving tradition. Certified course started and finished at the Schroeder Family Explorium, with participants enjoying chip timing, finisher medals, and post-race donuts and coffee. So always good there. And that's it for your Wake Up Recap. Your forecast again, low mid 50s. So just seasonably warm, but enjoy it. It's done after today for quite some time. We're going to drop low to mid-50s, cloudy skies. South winds gusting to 20. South winds tonight gusting to 35. Showers begin increasing after 5 o'clock, slowly but surely. Could even get a thunderstorm or two, but nothing strong, nothing severe expected there. As we head into Saturday, upper 40s, breezy, showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms, then down upper teens, low 20s as we head through the next several nights. Maybe some snow showers, nothing major expected Monday either, but slick spots Saturday night into Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday are going to be a concern, especially bridges and overpasses, so do be cautious as we head back to work and school next week, or if you're heading out for church or other activities Sunday morning. That's going to do it for now. We'll see you again by Monday at 7 a.m.